So it's actually a very brilliant result yesterday when Chelsea defeated West Ham by 5 goals to 1. Though West Ham scored first, but Chelsea replied with 5 goals. It was caused by different individuals, Gabriel, Enzo Fernandez, Neto, Casedo, Chaluba. These are the goal scorers for Chelsea in their match yesterday. Everybody expected Chelsea to win, even though when West Ham scored for Chelsea didn't panic and they still got their result with a good performance. And also to the other games that will be coming up today, tomorrow, and on Monday. So the first game that will be coming up today is the big match, Manchester City against Spurs. This will actually be a tricky game whereby Spurs is actually performing very well. We all see their performance against PSG, even though PSG won later on, but then they put up a brilliant performance against PSG. So we should be expecting their coach to be coming up with a tactical play against Man City. So, but personally, I feel Man City will still be edging Tottenham, irrespective of tactical approach Thomas Frank will be bringing to the game. Also, later on, Brentford will be hosting Aston Villa. Brentford is actually have not been Brentford again since they lost their coach, their captain, their main player, and also their second main player, in person of Wissa. Though Wissa has not signed for any team yet, but then Wissa has not been trained with Brentford just because he wants to move away from Brentford. So personally, I feel Aston Villa will be edging Brentford there. And also Bournemouth versus Wolves. I'm actually taking Bournemouth to get a very brilliant result against Wolves. Bournemouth will actually dominate the game because Wolves actually lost their main player, person of Konya. Though they added legs to their team, but then I'm tipping Bournemouth to edge Wolves. And also, Burnley will be hosting Sunderland, two teams that was promoted from Champions League last season. So to me personally, I feel Sunderland will be edging Burnley here. Why? Because Sunderland won their first game against West Ham, and they have added very brilliant legs and experienced players to their team from the likes of Saka, Andy Grant, and so on. So they've added a very brilliant legs, a prospect to their team. So that's why I'm actually taking Sunderland to get a very good result against Burnley. Now to the last game today, which is against Arsenal versus Leeds. Everybody expected Arsenal to win, though we shouldn't write off Leeds because if you actually watch the game Leeds play against Everton, they dominated Everton from the first minute to the last minute. But then Arsenal is actually a big team, whereby Leeds actually have to sit back so because they won't want to come out to Arsenal because they know Arsenal will actually hurt them if they come out and play Arsenal. So personally, I'm actually taking Arsenal to get a result against Leeds. But then Arsenal should not make a mistake whereby Leeds will actually score them first. We all know all these championship clubs, they know how to defend very well. And also going to tomorrow's game, which is against Palace versus Nottingham Forest. Palace have actually been building a very brilliant team since last season. They've won the Carabao Cup and they've won the FA Cup rather, and they've won the Community Shield. They have won these two games against top teams, Liverpool and Manchester City respectively. But then they've actually lost their main player, irrespective of Issa. But then they still have these players also, Mateta, Sa. These are brilliant players also on their day. So, but then Nottingham Forest, they've added more legs to their team, and we also saw their performance against Brentford, whereby they won Brentford conveniently. And so, but personally, I feel Nottingham Forest will actually be edging Crystal Palace during in their game. And also, Fulham versus Manchester United. I don't want to comment on this, but then I just feel Manchester United should win because I don't trust my team. But then I'm hoping they'll put in a very brilliant performance just like they did against Arsenal. And also to the last game of match day 2, which is against Newcastle versus Liverpool. I hope this match will actually be a very tricky match because Newcastle will actually want to prove a point whereby we all know Newcastle didn't win their first game. Liverpool won their first game, and Liverpool will also want to continue their winning streak just because they won their first game. And we shouldn't know, and we shouldn't forget the rivalry between them, just because one wants to keep Isak and the other one wants to have Isak in their team. So this match will actually be a match for everybody to watch out for. But then I'm actually tipping Liverpool to edge Newcastle. This is actually my match day 2 prediction of the EPL, and we'll see next week for more. Thank you.